take time to tune it up the other day for y'all. It's a little cleaner sounding now. All my snares have been tuned, and I've taken time to work on the bottom resonant heads and mess with all the wires and straps and bottom heads if they were perhaps out of tune or maybe they didn't really set right. What I did was take time to work with them. And I suggest as a drummer, for all you drummers out there, if you've ever had a problem with finding undesirable tones or frequencies that end up in your mix, work with your drums before you get started and you can find those sounds. A lot of times if you just put on your headphones and strike around the kit, you can detect it. That's what I did. So let's get going. And let's start out with some 5/15s, but let's start out with two things here. Forward stretch roll, turn the other way, and back. Now the idea of these streams are to give you plenty of 2 for Tuesday, smack dab in the middle of the week, smack dab in the middle of the beat, throwback Thursdays, the thirstiest day on earth, etc., etc. All these tags are going to be readily available with multiple choices for you to select throughout the season. So even if I'm not available or if I'm busy doing something else or maybe the internet's all bogged down like usual or the computer's messed up, what I do is I take time to put together plenty of other exercises, multiple exercises that I can just unlock at any moment. That way I can optimize any downtime. So I've gotten way ahead of the game with this. You'll have so many examples out there, and a lot of them will have lectures in it like this. So let's start out with left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left. Same thing with the feet. Let's try that again. Left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left. Right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left. Okay, so now let's try that with the center kick. Left foot, right foot. Stupid, simple, but actually helps you play a little better, especially if you have a big kit or if you are just trying to get going and you might be frustrated with what to do. So I hope y'all like the tuning. 'Cause, 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 two for Tuesday, part 2 of the AM exercises before we get into the PM recording and shares. I hope to get one this afternoon and possibly a little bit of more capture for you on the sound. A lot of times I pre-tape a lot of items for y'all to listen to for several reasons. It's in case I don't have time to get up and do my streams. I've created extra ones for you to look at. And a lot of times it's really not me as much as technical issues, power issues. It could be something as simple as a lot of times when we're trying to get going, we might lose our momentum. So trying to get your momentum up before you do stream sometimes can really be quite distractive. Don't let that bother you too often. Go ahead, reset yourself, breathe a little bit, take time to get back into the zone. That's what I just did. So before I get going, get this coffee out of the way over here. Get the headphones on. It really helps if you can see what you're doing. Some of the stuff I've rewired, but I haven't gotten real used to the whole outline of it, so you got to bear with me on this. Sometimes it's not as easy as it may seem. Okay. Here we are back for part 2 of AM. Tuning high and low is it gives you a little more challenge with your rebounds. It teaches you how quickly they rebound on a tight surface, how slowly they rebound on a slow surface. Now what do? You rely on the rebound of the surface, or do you rely on the attack of the stick? Good question. What are you trying to accomplish? For me, a lot of times what I'm trying to accomplish is an even sound with definition of the accent. What am I talking about? It seems like I'm talking a bunch of malarkey. Actually, what it means is playing at the so good, I almost want to put them back on the front. I've got them off to the side like I was doing the acrylics, and now they're sounding so good. And the maples and the acrylics are sounding good. Thanksgiving. I hope everyone's having a nice, exciting 2 for Tuesday, Taco Tuesday for some. David W Seymour. recording two parts to the AM drum exercises. Nothing too extraordinary, nothing too out of the ordinary. This the usual activity that I like to give y'all, so when you want to improve or feel like you're more advanced, this is a good page to go to. So if you want to improve a little, or if you want to say, man, I'm way more improved than this guy, you're on the right page. I want everyone to subscribe to David W Seymour, Davey Demon, all my YouTube pages. There's a couple of them out there, and they're really good for you to watch because I have drum exercises, band exercises, and every now and then some cleaning tips and pro tips and novice tips and intermediate tips. These are ideas that are shared amongst the drum community and all the various players that I've worked with who've either instructed me on how to perform an exercise or a rhythm or a paradiddle. All y'all folks, I appreciate you helping me improve my playing through your video shares that I've subscribed to, or your gigs, or your clinics, or the different various stores and schools we've worked at. All you folks that have influenced me, I really thank you. It is 2021. We're going into 2022, and I've put together quite a few songs for shows, and I am working on the booking, so I hope to get out and possibly inspire y'all or share with y'all some of my new materials and older materials that I've resurrected from the cockles of MySpace and Reverb Nation and those areas where those songs have lied dormant for so long. Now, some of those have been reactivated or reprogrammed or reshared. They may sound sonically a little different. There's a reason for that, to break up the monotony. Some of them may sound exactly the same, but a little louder or a little more exciting. Well, it's because I actually went in and remastered them or spent time mixing them. So it's like, man, I'm not really sure what he did different. Well, I spent a lot of time EQing them or editing them. I would put them back into a field like a mono field and then resample them and then beef them up and then go back into a stereo field and re-listen to them and sample them. Just really for myself, so if I'm playing along to them, I can really enjoy it more or hear it better, so I don't make as many mistakes when I try to relearn my own songs. A lot of us fall into that category if we're older players and we've done a lot of materials of our own. We've been so inundated with other people's materials that a lot of times we forget what we've done, or just disregarded it because we do not have time, or we're so distracted by other needs and demands that we have completely lost touch with our own creative abilities, which is our personal music, our personal examples, our personal lyrics, and our personal poems that we put together in packages for folks over the years. I am literally going to perform out live with a duo and as a solo. So you'll be able to see me throughout 2022 every month at somewhere and various places you've seen me at. I've already communicated with a lot of these agents that would like to work with me. However, it does come down to logistics and, of course, the funding it takes to do these shows. A lot of times it isn't just that easy to get out and do a show. It takes gas to get there. It takes food to do it. It takes the heads and gear, being in top gear to be there. By the time the gig comes up, I may have already gotten a new drum set and I want to go share it. Who knows? I'm already looking at other gear. It doesn't mean that I'll get it. But by the time we get around to those other shows and showcases that are being planned meticulously, I just got 2 more offers today that are very nice gigs that are paying, that offer compensation. They offer catering. Mainly, they just want me to show up and play. I'm very excited to be a part of organizations like that that want to include me in different events. I'm not going to get as frustrated as some others that don't get to attend some of these events. I might not do them, but when I do them, I'm going to give it my best. things you ever get to do as a drummer or as a musician or as a DJ, especially as a DJ. One thing I loved as a DJ is not just DJing for the girls in the clubs, but in the rock clubs or at night and or events or contests to really get to hear the best singers and drummers out there. Over the 50 years I've been alive, 55 years, I've been playing about 35 of them. So I haven't gotten as good as I should be by now, but I've really experienced some of the best players in the world through observation and research. pedals, 4 pedals. Actually 5, only 4 are hooked up on the left side. So what I've done is I've tried to get the brain and physical Davey Demon, Davey Seymour, to come in here and build the left side better. Not necessarily play faster, but to be able to rhythm with the left side and lead with the right, as opposed to just shed wood like I've been doing for the last few years, just playing it straight through. I'm actually trying to make this left side work better. So in a couple days, you're going to see the rack actually go up to here. So you'll see this rack go to the top layer, and we're going to have 3 toms come down here, and the rest of the stuff will hang from here. So when I walk under, it'll be all the way up. So smack dab in the middle of the week, smack dab in the middle of the beat, you'll see a rapid change on the rack. We all will add the rest of the Yamahas to the back with the Yamaha DTX. So the front of the kit will be all DWs with Zildjians and Wuhans. The back of the kit's going to be all Yamaha with some rolling trigger pads and Wuhans. So everything you see here will actually be in the complete 360. However, what I've done is I've fanned out the Yamaha in the front of the kit there, so when I'm doing warm-ups, lessons, or sticking exercises right behind there, it's right there. When we change it up, I should have it to where we'll control it from both sides. I will have to get a couple of more technical advisors to help me on how I'm going to position a couple of other things that I've got over there now, because I like the camera right there. I just don't like having to come around to get to it. So we might slide the computer all the way over to here, or vice versa. Set up my ISO utility closet, which I don't know if y'all seen it. It's really nice. That it's mic. We've got the celebrity mic and everything's set up, and it really, everything coming from this sounds great. We've even got the my old boy Nick Oman, his amps in there. I'd like to get him back in here at least to finish tracking with me and do a couple of shows. And if not, I'll always have it here safe and sound for him. So until then, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get the rest of the tracking go. Angie gets home tonight. The old Yamaha is set up. I've already patched in the effects of where I want her to play over some of the other sounds I've already re-sampled and re-recorded for her to overlayer over with the new drum parts that I put along with my backtrack. So I've gone in and I've re-recorded a lot of stuff with drums and redimensionalized how, or rethought how the dimensions of the keyboards will fit into those arrangements in different keys and different tunings. The reason we do that, and the reason I've done that, is not only to challenge myself and my partner, but to allow the listener to have different arrangements of the same concepts or same ideas that have been brought back to life. That's all that's about. It also allows me to have different levels or platforms of that sound palette to share. So if I want to just share myself keyboard ISO track or a vocal track, I can jam along to it. It's really cool doing it that way. When you multi-track, you just keep over it, and then you can go back later, mute them, and share them again. That's what I've been doing a lot of. I hope you're enjoying those too. I got more of those ISO tracks coming out for everyone. So I can jam along to them, or if I get a gig and I show up to the gig, the sound guy can load them and I can actually do a show with my songs and my materials. We've been configuring these aspects for a couple of years now, and I've got a lot of material that I could actually literally just do shows by myself. I just like having the wife out there because it's fun. It's fun looking around and saying, hey, where'd you go? Oh, there she is. Come here to me. What you doing? Come here. Let's go ahead and grab us. Let's get the rest of that burrito, and let's have a couple of Cokes. And man, let's get this shit loaded up Another cool exercise, just a 1 2 1 2 kick snare, kick snare, kick snare, snare kick snare stick, snare kick. Practice those simple little hammer blasts like that. They're really easy to do. I don't do them that good. Now we travel with doubles. So that's the other way to do it. Now let's just try it. Single, double pedal, single hat. Really cool exercises, man. I'm going to take a poll to see what is y'all's favorite singer. I have a thing happening at Abbey Road Studios. They want to take my hottest single and put it out. The wife and I want to go ahead and let that happen and get that package done right with those producers out there at Abbey Road. But I want to make sure it's the one that I've already done that y'all like before I send it to them. So that's what that contest is. The tag will be there to come in and let me know what was your favorite Davey Demon song of 21 and 20 upcoming 2022. scouting out